sheet because now we're gonna look at it. And this is how it looks like. Wow. It looks so bad. Oh, I forgot to change home here. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Why is there double? Oh. See, this is the problem. This is a boat. And this is contact? Oh, what is it? Service. As you can see, this plain HTML looks absolutely horrendous here. But we'll be changing that because we will be now making a. We will now be We'll be making our CSS so that we'll make it a lot more prettier than this jargon here. So let's work on that. So before we go ahead, since we already have a style sheet named style.css, let's link that together into our HTML. So to do that, we're going to go here in the head tag. We're going to type in link, and we're going to link that type. So we're going to go /assets css and stylesheet.css. Now the two web pages are linked. Fantastic. So now in the CSS, let's see if this worked. So if we type in the body, which is the entire website, let's just try and change the background color to brown. It works. Perfect. So now we know it works. We're going to start. So in the CSS, there are a couple of things we want to do. We want to figure out the font and the font sizes for everything. So in the body, you want to make it generally. This is what settings we want to do. So I'm just going to do font family. The difference between font and font family is that font family, you get a variety of fonts, and if that one font stops working for any reason, it's going to switch over to the next font. So I'm just going to pick the first one here, and I'm going to do the font size of, I don't know, I don't think it'll change that much. Yeah, made it a little smaller. Line height is to kind of split the text a little bit because I don't want it too, I want padding. So I want the padding to 0 because naturally an HTML file has a normal padding around it, and I want to also make the margin 0. Now if you look at our LMS, you will be able to learn about the padding and the margins and what affects what. Padding is what's inside the content and margin is outside the content. So yeah, that's what it is. And in the background color, we want to keep it white. Now I personally want to use hexadecimal code. You guys could choose to use this thing. It has a variety of colors, but generally speaking, you want to pick one and stick to one. So if you're gonna use these little thingies, then stick to that. But they also have a href or hexadecimal code on the right. So if you have like certain colors you really like or remember, you could just use this. I just remember a couple, so I'm just that. So for our white background, we're gonna use hexadecimal EF. It's a an eggshell kind of color. Kind of like it. The white is too bright for me. It's kind of darkens it a little bit. So that is the setup. Alright, it's looking great so far. So let's go back to our HTML and just try and kind of look at it and see what we could do and how to make it look nice. So I feel like the containers, I want to keep the containers like within a certain width at this point. So I'm going to just globally get the container class, and I'm just going to width 80%. I just want it to be, kind of not full, but not too skinny. We're gonna put in the margin of auto. I don't want to deal with that. And overflow, overflow hidden. Perfect. That looks great. It's not gonna change much here, but this gives it a little bit of like a structure in all the containers. That's what I like. And it gives it a 10% on each side, so you're not. I'm guessing that's what they. So yeah. After that, we're gonna go straight into the header. All right. So in the header, we're gonna start off with, well, you guessed it, the header. The background color, we're gonna follow the Xccelerate color code scheme, so I'm gonna have to use like a little bit of a cheat sheet because I don't remember all the hexadecimal. So the background color is going to be the hexadecimal of 2022b, and then the color, the text is white except the Xccelerate and home, but we'll work on that later. It's going to be EF. I'm just gonna use the same one as we did with the background, so it looks similar. I'm gonna give it a 30 pixel padding, but I don't want to give the padding on everything. I just want to put it on top. I can see that there's a little bit of padding here, and then we're going to give it a minimum height of about 70 pixels, and then border bottom. As you can see, there's a border in the bottom. You can see that little purple thing, and we're gonna use 8F4D90. I'm using a cheat sheet here for the hexadecimal, and then we want it to be 3 pixels, and we want it to be solid. Oh no, I had a bracket there. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, sweet. Okay, and then next we want to also work with the A tags. I want this one to be how do you say, all uppercase and all. I don't want the little decoration. I want to change the color because it's an AREF. It turns purple. I like to change that. So we're going to go header, and all the A tags, I am going to give it a color of the white one. So EF, perfect. And then text decoration, none. I don't want none of that. And text transform. Oops, sorry. Oh no. Text decoration, none. And then I want text transform. And then this one will be uppercase. Perfect. Because they're all uppercase. And then now we're going to change the font size. 14 pixels. See how it looks. Oh, looks good. Looks good. Change the color and everything. Alright. We will be getting rid of these bullet points, don't worry. We just need to file. So, in the UL, the unordered list. Whoa. Here we go. In the UL unordered list, we're going to give the margin 0, and then padding. I know how to spell padding. Just padding, please. 0. Perfect. And then after that, we're going to go into the header li. We want to specify this because we might have more lists in the future, so we want to preemptively make sure that, you know, we're specifying the header list and not just list in a global sense. So that's the reason why with that. We're gonna float left, and then we're going to display inline, and then we're going to give it a padding of 0 pixels, 20 pixels, 0 pixels, 20 pixels. Now, normally you could do padding top, bottom, and left, and then just type in 0, 20, 0, 20. But this way, this is basically, the first one is the top, and then the second one is the right, and then the bottom, the third one is the bottom, and then the left one, or the most right one, is the left side. So that's, if you want to do it faster and in one line, that's the way to do it. Hey, we're learning something today. Alright, now, the branding itself. I want to change the color of the Xccelerate but we're gonna do that later. Instead, we're going to make the header hashtag branding. Hashtag is the syntax used to pinpoint the ID in the HTML tag. And then in here, we're going to float the entire section to the left. Perfect. Now, as for the navigation, actually, let's make it so that the H1 of that branding is also margin 0. At the end of the day, you want to get rid of all the margin, and you want to control every single detail in a web page. To margin 0. Done. Alright, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit here. There's more room to do stuff. So here we're gonna do the header. Looking at let's see, header and navigation. Generally speaking, I think there's only gonna be one navigation, but sometimes people like putting like another navigation on the left side or the right, or like the burger thing. So that's why we're gonna pinpoint it as in the header navigation. And we're gonna float this one right because you know, the little branding goes left, the navigation goes right. Perfect. And then I want to give it a margin of margin top. I can pick space here. And then now we're going to pinpoint the actual thing. So if I go back here, I put a spam here for this reason. So now we're going to give it a class name of highlight. Remember this? We wanted to change the color. And I want to also pinpoint current. So we're going to go header, hashtag, what's class? So highlight, and then header, and then current. So I pinpointed two different sections here, the two tags with the different class name, but I want them to do basically the same thing. So I want them to change the color of the text to here. So you know, let's use the light one. Color will be hashtag, what is the light color? 6DC2F7. That is color that we want. A nice light blue. And I want them to be bold. Perfect. So let's see what we have here. No, it doesn't look too bad. If we go a little bit, look at that. That is good. I mean, well, I think it's being squished down a little. That's why. But it's looking not bad. It's like, look at that. That's almost identical there. But oh, that's it's a little different, but okay, it doesn't need to be 100%. We just want to capture the, you know, how it looks. But something is wrong here. For some reason, my color is not changing. What is that? Header, highlight, and current plus highlight. Not changing the color here. What's going on? Oh, it's not changing it. Oh, I must have misspelled something. For sure. Our current is not working either. Why is that? I don't even know if that's like oh, that is weird. Let's let me fix this and we'll be back. I'm just gonna cut this part. Bam, cut. I like Hashtag 6. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened, but I guess it doesn't like if I do 2 at the same time. Oh, that is interesting. I thought I was so sure that. Oh my gosh. Okay, figure it out, guys. I forgot to put a comma. I mean, little. Yeah. So if I do that and then do current. Huh? Current. Did I feeling that it is long. Ref. Ah, it works. Okay. Whew. All right. Jeez. All right. Okay. So I forgot to put a comma here, and I'm supposed to put the whoa. I'm supposed to put the current inside the a ref instead of the list this item, and that is the reason why that happens. All right. On with the show. On with the show. Here we go. So we've got the header basically almost exactly the same as this one, just styling a little bit different, but we're not trying to make 100% copy of this. This is just an example, have a go through with it. I also forgot to put the font weight. I'm just gonna quickly put that font weight of bold. Alright, perfect. So now we are going to move on here. We're going to give it, oh right, another thing, to a header when I go to the H hover. So basically when they go to the hover over the A refs on the nav bar, I want them to do something, and then I want them to change the color of the text to black, and then I want the font weight be bold. I want to keep it. Alright, so there. Actually, I don't like the black. Do we have a purple? Let's change it to purple. There we go. That looks so much better. I don't know why they keep it. Just blends in with the background. Oh good. Oh good. Anyway, let us move on with our thing. So now we're gonna go down here, our little showcase. So here we're gonna do kind of a big margin here. So we're going to showcase here, and then we're gonna go minimum height 400 pixels. Okay. Background, to take in a URL // images, and then black flat screen something. This has to be quotation, okay? Everything quotation. Perfect. So now I should have an image. Perfect. Look, that's starting to look quite similar now. So, but I also wanted to give it a no repeat 0 and negative pixel. Kind of center it. That way, I'm just trying to make it so that it's close as possible. Yes. Perfect. Wonderful. Now, on we go. So now I want to text emphasis. I always text align center. So we center our X's. We want the font inside not to be black. We want it to be white, eggshell white. Good. Then for the H1, I want to give it a margin top. Oh my goodness, I can't spell. Margin top of about 100 pixels, roughly, from the nav bar to. Now I want the font size to be about 50 pixels. pixels. And I want the margin bottom to be about like. Okay, and then for the P tag, I want to make it a little bit bigger. So P, I'm going to font size 20 pixels. Perfect. Looks a boss. I mean, close enough, right? Close enough. Ah, that's good enough. That's good enough. We're gonna move on. We don't have much time. It's already been so long already. It's gonna be a pretty long video. Next, we're going to go do the newsletter. Newsletter. Oh, this is. We forgot to put the hashtag newsletter. And in the newsletter, we want the padding to be about pixels. Color to be the dark purple color for the words, and then the background color, we want it to be the nice little light blue. Fantastic. Looking good, looking good. You know, looks a little bit different, so we are going to want to move this to the right and want this to float to the left. We're going to do that right now. So let's go with hashtag newsletter h1. Oh my goodness! H1, and we want it to float right. Oh no, left. Sorry. I don't know my left and right. Sorry. Now we want the newsletter form. Better and form, and we want that to float right. Perfect. And I'm gonna give it a margin 10 pixels. Alright, perfect. So now we want to do the little input box. I think it looks a little bit different. Yeah, it's way bigger, so we're going to change that size now. So we're going to do newsletter input, and then we could do square brackets, and then type equals quotation email. We're pinpointing that exact one, and then we want to change the styling of that, so we're gonna 4 pixels. The height to be a pixel 8, 25 pixels. So width 250 pixels. Alright. See? Looking good, looking good. I'm gonna change the color. Actually, I'm gonna do that now. I don't know if you remember, but when we were doing the HTML, we were discussing we want to change the button. Let's see. Yes, class button. We wanted to change all the buttons. So I'm just gonna put it up here. Button. I'm just going to change the color of it to gray. I'm just going to change it to purple because that's the color I have, but you guys could change the color however you feel fit. So I'm just going to give it a height of 38 pixels. Get the same background. We're going to make it the purple color. Bright, kind of nice. Border, we don't want none of that. Adding left pixels, right pixel. Color, the actual button, the subscribe color, we're gonna go with, go with black. Alright. Almost identical. Almost identical. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. We just got 2 sections left to go. So that's done. That's done. Now we're gonna work on a boxes. Alright. So, for boxes, we are going to make some adjustments so that it will fit nice and neat like this one. That one looks great. I might change the background color to white because simply because pictures well, so I gotta change it to white. Alright, well whatever. We're just gonna So first of all, we want to make a margin here, so we're gonna go boxes and margin top and 20 pixels. Bam. Now we want, actually I'm going to make that quicker. I know I talked about like hexadecimal and whatnot. Oh man, that looks I might just have to. Actually, we don't have to. We don't have to. You'll just deal with it. I'll change the color. Oh. We're just gonna change that to padding top, like 20 pixels. That's the same, roughly. Alright, good enough for me. We're going to also do boxes, and of the box, and we want it to float left. We want it to stack all the way to the left and keep stacking on the left. So we're gonna change the display and line in a bit. So, but we also want to keep everything equal size as in the width. So I'm gonna give it a 30%. Type 30%, so that they there we go, exactly what I'm saying. So they fit in the 100%. Now if you have 3, so 30% sounds great. But we want to give it a padding about 10 pixels so that, you know, they're not too comfortable with each other. And then I want a text align center so that the text be in the center. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then we want a color of the text be the 2B20 whatever, the same as what we had earlier. Alright, that looks about right, but we also want to change the image sizes because as you can see it's kind of staggering right now. We want to keep it, you know, consistent. So we're gonna go to image. Gonna give it a 90 pixel width. Whew, there you go. That looks way better. Basically the same page. So yeah, that's basically done. We just have to do the footer now. And in the footer, we are going to do padding 10 pixels. Give it a little border, and then margin top. We're gonna give it about like 10 pixels as well. Margin bottom 0 pixel. We want it all the way down. Color of the text, we're just gonna change it so we are consistent with everything else. We're gonna dark purple. Text align center now, and then I mean that looks fine. I mean that's it. Yeah, as you can see, this is basically that. I mean they made a gray, but I like the little offset. I mean background color, hexadecimal gray, dark gray, A9, so like A9. The reason why I use, oh my gosh, that margin, then that way get rid of it. Oh. Bottom. Oh my. That is brutal. You know what? I'm just gonna. You know what? No. That. I'm gonna give it a background color. It's perfect as it is with light. And that is all for today, guys. So, today we learned about HTML, CSS, and we kind of made a website that looks, I don't know, relatively good. Now, in the future, we're going to be using a lot more development tools to help us make a much fancier, much prettier, more interactive website. This is just the basic, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.